Chapter 5. Saucepan Makes a Muddle. Joe, Silky and Moonface were very pleased that Joe was the right way up again. "It feels funny," said Joe. "I feel quite giddy the right way up after standing upside down for so long. Thank you, witch. How much is the spell?" "1 piece of gold," said the witch. Moonface put his hand into his money bag. He brought out a piece of gold. The witch threw it into the fire, and at once bright golden smoke came out. She took up her knitting needles and began to knit the yellow smoke into the socks she was making. "I wanted a yellow pattern," she said, pleased. "Your piece of gold came just at the right moment." "Gosh, this is a very magic land, isn't it?" said Joe, as the three of them walked out of the extraordinary shop. "Fancy knitting socks out of smoke." "Don't let's go home yet, Moonface. I want to see a few more things." "All right," said Moonface, who wanted to explore a bit too. "Come on. Hey, look at the gnome who's selling a spell to make cats sing. Somebody has brought a cat to him. I wonder if the spell will really work." A witch's assistant had brought along a big black cat. He handed the gnome 2 silver pieces of money. The gnome took the cat on his knee. He opened its mouth and looked down it. Then he took a silver whistle and blew a tune softly down the cat's pink throat. The cat swallowed once or twice and then jumped off the gnome's knee. "Will it sing now?" asked the witch's assistant. "I won't go back to the witch unless it does. It will sing whenever you stroke it," said the gnome, turning to another customer. The witch's assistant went off with the cat following behind. Joe took hold of Moonface's arm and whispered to him, "I'm going to stroke the cat. I do want to hear if it will really sing." Moonface and Silky wanted to as well. They giggled to see Joe running softly after the big black cat. He caught up with it. He gently stroked it. And then, oh, what a peculiar thing! The cat stopped, lifted up its head, and sang in a very deep man's voice. "Oh, once my whiskers grew so long, I had to have a shave. The barber said it's not the way for whiskers to behave. If you're not careful, my dear cat, they'll grow into a beard. And then a billy goat you'll be, or something very weird. Oh, once my tail became so short, it hadn't got a wag. The baker said..." But whatever the baker said about the cat's short tail, nobody ever knew. The witch's assistant turned round in surprise when he heard the cat singing, because he knew that he hadn't stroked it. He saw Joe and the others grinning away nearby, and he was very angry. "How dare you use up the cat's singing?" he cried. "You wait till I tell the witch. She'll be after you, and you won't sing if she catches you." "Quick, run," said Moonface. "If he does fetch the witch, we'll get into trouble." So they ran away fast, and were soon out of sight of the cat and the assistant. They sank down under a tree laughing. "Oh dear, that cat did sing a funny song," said Joe, wiping his eyes. "And what a lovely deep voice it had. Do you think its whiskers really did grow very long?" Just then the three of them heard a loud noise coming along. Clankety-clank, rattle, bang, crash. "The saucepan man!" they all cried. "He's come up here too." And sure enough, it was old Saucepan Man, grinning all over his face. He had so many kettles and saucepans on that day that nothing could be seen of him except his face and his feet. "Hello, hello," he said. "I guessed you were up here. Been having fun?" "Yes," said Joe. "I'm all right again. Look, it's so nice to walk the proper way up again. And oh, Saucepan Man, we've just heard a cat sing." Saucepan actually heard what Joe said, but he couldn't believe that he had heard right. So he put his hand behind his ear and said, "What did you say?" "I thought you said you heard a cat sing, but I heard wrong, I know." "No, you heard right," said Moonface. "We did hear a cat sing." "Let's go and explore a bit more," said Joe. They got up and went off. A witch was selling a spell to make ordinary broomsticks fly through the air. The 4 of them watched in amazement as they saw her rubbing a pink ointment onto a broom handle belonging to an elf. "Now get on it, say 'whiz away,' and you can fly home," said the witch. The elf sat astride the broomstick, a smile on her pretty face. "Whiz away," she said, and off whizzed the broomstick up into the air, with the elf clinging tightly to it. "I'd like to buy that spell," said Joe. "I wonder how much it is." The witch heard him. 3 silver pieces, she said. Joe hadn't even got 1, but Moonface had. He took them out of his money bag and gave them to the witch. "Where's your broomstick?" she said. We haven't got one with us, said Joe, but can't you give us the ointment instead, please? Well, I'll give you just a little, said the witch. She took a tiny pink jar and put a dab of pink ointment onto it. Joe took it and put it in his pocket. Now maybe his mother's broomsticks would learn to fly.